When MDrummer first initiates, we begin in the Quick Setup folder with the Selector tab open. The first window, known as the File Selector, displays the preset drumset categories. The second window, known as the List box, displays the drumsets within each category. Heading back to the root folder, we can see that a default drumset is selected. To load in a new drumset, just select one and click Load. You can also double-click a drumset to load it in. By selecting a drumset, then clicking the Load and Join button, MDrummer will merge the selected drumset with the current. This action can be repeated to add variation and thickness to your drumsets. The Generate button builds unique drumsets from scratch by randomly selecting components from the Components folder. A new drumset will be created each time. Holding Command on a Mac or Control on a PC whilst clicking Generate generates a new drumset and merges it with the current. Holding Shift whilst clicking Generate generates two different drumsets and merges them together. Generate Effects adds a layer of effects over all drums, with the effects being replaced each time you click. Holding Command on a Mac or Control on a PC whilst clicking Generate Effects generates a new effect and appends it to your current drumset. Holding Shift whilst clicking Generate Effects removes the drumset's native effects. Undo can revert back 16 times, and you can save your progress at any point. We can store up to 8 drum sets in the preset folders at the bottom. Our current drum set is in folder A since we're working from the default. All of the other folders contain the preset drum set we started with. The A-B button hot swaps between your current and the most recently used folder. The two buttons to the right are copy and paste functions. We can copy our drum set from folder A, switch to folder D, and paste our drum set over. Now folders A and D contain our drum set, whilst the remaining folders still hold the default. Next we will move on to the Designer tab. The components that make up our drum set are displayed on the left. Each component has 2 rows of editing options. Use the arrows to navigate the current folder and replace the component. The directory updates on the left. Randomize will pick a component from any folder relative to your current selection. You can also choose to select a component manually. You can add effects to each component independently, so your changes won't affect anything else. The layer function appends a random component to the current. You can make in-depth edits, which we will demonstrate in a forthcoming video. You can make volume adjustments to the individual components and save your progress each step of the way. To help differentiate between components, you can click one to hear a brief sample. Generate, Generate Effects, and Undo all work in the same way as described in the selector. Next we will look at the Master Effects tab. The File Selector displays the Master Effect folders. The List box displays the actual master effects. Within the root folder, we can see there are some preset effects and multi-effects to choose from. When using Master Effects, you can double-click the selection or click Load as we did when choosing a drum set. This will replace the effect each time. Alternatively, use Load and Join to create multi-effects. This will append each new selection to the current. We will demonstrate the edit function in a forthcoming video. Sound volume defines the output volume for all channels. Global volume defines the output volume of new sounds. When a note is played, MDrummer takes a global value and assigns it to that note. If you change the parameter quickly, more than one note can play each time, each with a different volume. Global pitch works in the same way. When a note is played, a global value is assigned to that note. More than one note can play each time, each with a different pitch. Sound panorama defines the output panorama for all channels. Global panorama defines the output panorama for new sounds. When a note is played, a global value is assigned to that note. More than one note can play each time, each with a different panorama. Panorama width defines the output panorama for all drums. With the value above 0, panorama is increased, adding a more spatial feel. For help, hover over an area of the user interface and click F1. If your host has control of the function keys, just click the question mark to see detailed information. Thanks for watching. Be sure to catch the next MDrummer tutorial where we will be demonstrating the rhythm section in detail.